Jó estét kívánunk, hölgyeim és uraim! A Magyar Harcosok Bajtársi Közössége nevében szeretettel üdvözlöm Önöket a 63. Magyar Gála estén. I would like to introduce my co-host, Brenda Finley. She's hosting this Magyar Ball for 29 years. Can you believe that?
I love every moment. I, ladies and gentlemen, would like to introduce my co-host, Laszlo Molnos. Laszlo is Vice President of the Hungarian Cultural Center, and he is a Hungarian success story, having started his own business in the year 2000, Lastmore Painting. Laszlo and I will be your MCs this evening.
Thank you very much.
So on behalf, ladies and gentlemen, of the Hungarian Veterans Association, we would like to welcome you all to the 63rd Hungaria Gala Ball, now renamed the Magyar Gala. My fifth word in Hungarian, Magyar.
Magyar.
But it is still as fantastic and elegant as something to that effect that every year when we come and we meet together, we have a wonderful, wonderful time. First, we will introduce to you our distinguished head table guests.
Mr. József Várvízi, President of the Hungarian Veterans Association, Calgary chapter, and his wife, Mrs. Ilona Várvízi.
Representing the Calgary Fire Department, Fire Chief Steve Dongworth and Mrs. Sherry Dongworth.
Representing the Calgary Police Services, Superintendent Darren Leggett.
Representing the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Southern Alberta District Commander, Chief Superintendent Bernadine Chapman, and Constable Wayne Johnson.
Representing the City of Calgary, Ward 11, Councillor Jeremy Farkas.
Diaspora Liaison, Council Dr. Gergely Bodnar. Ladies and gentlemen, your distinguished head table guests. We would now like you to stand for the singing of the Canadian and Hungarian national anthems.
Flag party attention! Slope arms. Find the center. West march. Calgary Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron, present arms.
To
Mr. Quick, march!
Please be seated. And now we call Mr. József Várvízi, President of the Hungarian Veterans Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished head table guests, I would like to welcome you to the 63rd Hungarian Gala Ball. And please welcome Brenda Finley and László Molnós, my co-hosts. It's our custom to honor our fallen soldiers. So please rise for a moment of silence. Thank you. Please be seated. I dedicate the 63rd Magyar Gala to King Matthias, Mátyás király, for his 565th birthday. He ruled Hungary between 1458 and 1490, brought peace and prosperity to the country. Tonight, we are going to entertain you with, of course, the Palotás dance, Vadrózsa folk dance group, our highlight, the debutant's waltz, and of course, as always, our scholarship. Ladies and gentlemen, if I say aqua vitae, it means, in short terms, pálinka. To translate it to Canadian, it's the water of life. Back in the old days, they used to use it as a medicine, probably because it was so very expensive. Today, pálinka is a registered trade name in Europe. The only country is allowed to use it is Hungary and 4 provinces in Austria. In Canadian, again, we call it pear brandy. Just make sure nobody is going to call it moonshine or anything like that. In the old days, they had a special way to make that pear brandy. William pear is a fruit, or a fruit tree. And when the tree blossomed, and it had tiny little fruits on, people tied a bottle on the fruit and let the pear grow into the bottle. And after it grew big and ripe, they filled up the gap with pálinka. And that's what became the Vilmos pálinka. And ladies and gentlemen, the shot glasses on your table. All right. And on my table. I would like to salute you with that. Egészségedre. To your health. Well, I hope you liked it. It's a very special product of Hungary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the napkin rings on your table. I hope they're all there. Yes, they are. They're coming from Hungary. They were made by Hungarians for Canadian Hungarians and non-Canadian Hungarians as well. We can thank Judy and János Dravuc. It was their handiwork. They found them for us. And I would like to thank them for their donation to it. Well, before I'm going away, I need to say many, many thanks to all the people who worked very hard on this ball, sacrificing time and money, and made tonight's event possible. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 63rd Magyar Gala. Thank you.
I just want to complete Mr. József's speech with the palinka. Anywhere on the world, if you're drinking too much, they say you are that's a sickness, no? That's what they say. Only in Hungary, if you are not drinking, they asking you are sick.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the highlights of the evening. First, we would ask the guests seated around the dance floor to please leave some room for our photographer, because this person will be taking photos of our next performance. The Palotásh dance at the Magyar Gala brings the time of royal courts, military, the hussar regiments, and aristocracy back to life. As the traditional opening dance of a Magyar Gala, the Palotásh is a noble dance, performed with both dignity and grace. Set to regal music, the mood of the dance can change from year to year, reflecting either a stately formality or a spirited exuberance, as if they'd all just had palinka. We will see the tempo change tonight, and an extra caution for those of you close to the dance floor. The dancers have batons to maneuver around, making the dance extra difficult and very visual. The dancers are dressed in period costumes representative of the Arpad House dynasty. Mothers or even grandmothers have worn many of the ladies' costumes at earlier balls, so tonight the tradition continues. We thank both Magdi and George Biro for their continued commitment to the choreography and instruction of the Palotásh.
Hölgyeim és uraim! Most pedig következik a hagyományos palotásunk. Ünnepélyes, lassú nemesi tánc, a magyar gálabálokon elmaradhatatlan a díszpalotás. Így ünnepélyes alkalmakkor mindig a palotás a megnyitó tánc. Ezek a csodálatos kosztümök, amelyet viselnek a táncosaink, közülük vannak olyanok, amelyek a harmadik generációként használja, ezeket a kosztümöket, ezek mind kézzel varrottak, kézzel díszítettek. Koreográfia és oktatás Bíró Magdi és György.
Flag party by the center, quick, march. Flag party, slope, arms. 781 Calgary, Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron, present arms.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Flight Corporal Kaya Dupuy of 781 Calgary Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron. And I am presenting the Honor Guard.
Bravo, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't that amazing? Wasn't that wonderful? That is just the beginning of a wonderful, elegant, special evening, and I speak from experience. This night will blow you away. You will never forget what you see on this dance floor tonight. And you can tell from the beginning it's going to be a remarkable evening.
And now we would like to call upon Reverend Bertalan Bocskorás to say grace before our meal.
Az Atya, a Fiú és a Szentlélek Isten nevében. Amen. Urunk Istenünk, mennyei édesatyánk, köszönjük neked, hogy farsang van, hogy bálozhatunk, ünnepelhetünk, de az öröm előtt engedd meg nekünk, hogy megköszönjük hálás szívvel azt, hogy büszke magyarként lehetünk itt Kanadába. Köszönjük neked azt, hogy befogadott ez az ország bennünket. És köszönjük neked azt, hogy megemlékezhetünk azokról a hősökről, akik vérüket és életüket adták az 56-os forradalomra. Akik éltették a magyar szabadságharcot, azt a tudást, hogy mi mindenkor a magunk urai szeretnénk lenni a te segedelmeddel, a te vezetéseddel. Köszönjük neked, hogy most együtt lehetünk, barátok és családtagok, hogy ünnepelhetünk és hogy megélhetjük az öröm perceit. Jövel Jézus, légy itt vélünk, áld meg, amit adtál nékünk. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, jó étvágyat!
Jó étvágyat!
The scholarship program has become an important part of the Magyar Gala. Past recipients have gone on to excel in numerous fields of study, including sciences, business, and the arts. We are fortunate to have many of our past recipients join us here tonight and remain an important part of the Hungarian Veterans Association family. The scholarship program is a way for the committee to say thank you to its dancers for their commitment and dedication by supporting them in their scholastic endeavors. This year's topic was in honor of the 575th birthday of,
Mátyás király,
for those of you who speak English, King Matthias.
or Matthias Rex.
Applicants were asked to explore some of the mediums used to commemorate the life and deeds of King Matthias, including examining the folklore associated with this great king and through an essay. The applicants were able to gain great insight into the history of the Hungarian dynasties during the rule of King Matthias and further develop an understanding of how his deeds shaped the modern nation of Hungary.
Our grand prize winner is Sabina Buzogán.
Sabina is currently completing her grade 12 year at Bishop O'Byrne High School. She plans to attend SAIT in the fall, where she would like to major in either finance or marketing. During these past few years of high school, Sabina has taken up an interest in drama and has not only acted in, but has also directed the school's main stage performances. This has helped her develop skills in public speaking, which she feels will be an asset in her post-secondary as well as future career. In her free time, Sabina enjoys baking and trying new recipes. Sabina's interest in participating in the Magyar Gala stems from watching her older sister Janka dance when she was just little. Sabina recalls watching Janka at rehearsals, practicing and thinking to herself how beautiful it all looked. Sabina has danced both the debutante and the politage dances and is excited to continue this wonderful tradition for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, our grand prize recipient. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vadrózsa Hungarian folk dancers, you perform dances from Magyar Szent Benedek. Magyar Szent Benedek a Maros Kükülő-vidékén fekvő település. Kükülő-mente Erdély legkorábban magyarok által benépesített vidékei közé tartozik, mely vidéktáncainak egyik meghatározó alkotóeleme. Egy igen érdekes és régies tánckultúrával rendelkezik, páros táncai a régi stílust mutatják. Megemlítendő a csárdás és a gyors csárdás, vagy szökős. Nem tűnik nehéznek. Páros forgás után a férfi egy erőteljes mozdulattal kipördíti a lányt, utána figurázás következik, majd forgással folytatódik a tánc a másik irányba. De valójában nem egy könnyű tánc. Meg lehet próbálni, nem mindenkinek jön össze. A férfi tánc repertoár nagyon gazdag. Él a lassú és a gyors válfaja is. A lassút szegényesnek vagy vénesnek mondják, ez sokszor tréfás, humoros tánc. Él az öreges verbunk és a tempósabb változata, a pontozó vagy sűrű verbunk, mely igazán kiváló tánckészséget igényel. Ezeknek a legényeseknek az előadásmódjában az aprózó, kicsi, de nagyon határozott kopogós mozdulatok a jellemzőek. Ebből a ízelítőt a Vadrózsa néptánc együttes. Koreográfia és oktatás Bodó Tihamér és Ernst Amanda.
The Vadrózsa dancers have been an important part of the Magyar Gala since 1974. We thank the dancers and their current instructors, Tihi and Amanda, for their dedication to the group and their continued support of the gala. Rosa dancers. We'd like to take this opportunity to hear from our distinguished head table guests.
Council Dr. Gergely Bodnár. Can you come forward?
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, dear compatriots, a warm welcome to all of you on behalf of the Embassy of Hungary in Ottawa, and allow me to convey the Ambassador, Mr. Bálint Ódor's personal greetings to you. The 63rd Hungarian Gala is a vivid proof of the important mission of the Hungarian community in Calgary and the surrounding areas, has in preserving the Hungarian values. Personally, it's my pleasure to visit you on each occasion, as even during my first visit here in 2015, I have experienced a vibrant Hungarian cultural life here in Calgary. Hungarian school, Hungarian house, scouts, religious activities, various cultural programs, concerts, folk dancing, and last but not least, the Magyar Gala. The Magyar Gala has always had several ties to the history of Hungary. After the Second World War, many army officers and their families fleeing Hungary have settled down in Calgary and founded the local chapter of the Hungarian Veterans Association. After the 1956 revolution has begun in Hungary, the brutal retaliation forced tens of thousands of Hungarians to flee the country and found refuge here in Canada. As a result, the first Veterans Dinner was held in Calgary for the first time in 1956. In 1967, Canada celebrated its 100th birthday, and Hungary celebrated the 100th anniversary of the reconciliation. That was the first year when the Magyar Gala took place, and from then on, it has become one of Canada's most prestigious events. The Magyar Gala proves me that regardless of where we live in the world, us, Hungarians, are bound together by our language, our culture, and our common history. And although many of us were swept far away from Hungary by our destinies, but we can always be proud of our Hungarian heritage. Thank you for your kind attention. God bless all of you. Engedjék meg, hogy talán a legfontosabb üzenetét, ezt magyarul is elmondjam önöknek. Ódor Bálint nagykövet úr szívélyes üdvözletét küldi mindannyiuknak. Sajnálatos módon Magyarországra kellett utaznia, azért kell beérniük velem. Remélhetőleg ez nem okoz problémát. Ahogy említettem, Calgary mindig is közel állt a szívemben. Én ugyan nem olyan nagyon régóta voltam itt először, de azóta is mindig nagy örömmel és nagy kedvel jövök önökhöz, mert az itt élő magyarság az minden alkalommal bizonyítja azt, hogy a hagyományait, az értékeit nagyon nagy örömmel, nagyon nagy önfeláldozással őrzi, és próbálja továbbadni azoknak a generációknak, akik valószínűleg minket fognak követni. Köszönöm szépen a Magyar Gála szervezőinek azt a rengeteg munkát, azt a rengeteg önfeláldozást, amit az esemény megszervezésébe fektettek, és azzal zárnám a szavaimat, amit angolul is elmondtam önöknek. Köszönjük a diaszpórának, Isten áldja meg önöket, hogy megtartották magyarságukat. Köszönöm szépen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to hear from Councillor Jeremy Farkas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. On behalf of Mayor and Council, I'm so proud to welcome you to the 63rd Magyar Gala. Before I begin, I just wish to recognize my friend and council colleague in the audience, Ward 14, Councillor Peter Demong. I'm really looking forward to seeing your daughter Zyla dance further in the program. In preparing for this evening, it was incredible to learn how this ball has grown both in scale and scope since its early days in the 1950s. In short, it's blossomed from a humble evening of dinner and dance to an elaborate and elegant celebration that is known not just in Canada, but throughout the world. This evening has evolved and become so important that I would argue that it's no longer just about what it means to be Hungarian, but it's also about what it means to be Calgarian. Tonight's spectacular showcase of Hungarian culture is thanks to the tireless efforts of the Hungarian Veterans Association. After World War II, a wave of Hungarians immigrated to Canada to start a new life. In Calgary, a group of former soldiers established the Calgary chapter of the Hungarian Veterans Association. They organized their first Veterans Dinner in 1956, and since then have been an integral part of Calgary's social and community fabric. The association is also noted for supporting youth with professional development opportunities and encouraging volunteerism, culminating in 2 fantastic financial scholarships, recognizing academic and personal achievements. Many lasting relationships have been formed over the years by the young dancers, whose children also go on to participate in the gala. And today, Hungarian immigrants and their descendants have contributed to every corner and part of Canadian life. To my grandparents and to my father, who was just a child when he arrived in Canada from Hungary as a refugee, Canada was more than just a place. It was a beacon of opportunity, and it was a promise for prosperity. It was a place where if you worked hard and tried your very best, you had a chance to make something out of your life. Thank you to all of you who have worked so hard to keep that promise. Thank you for your support of Hungarian tradition in Canada and Calgary. We work to build what all people should have, but proves rare throughout the world. In other words, the great Canadian life, the great Calgarian life that we must never take for granted. Köszönöm.
I would like to ask Chief Superintendent Bernadine Chapman.
Good evening. So, President Joseph Varzizi and Ilana Varzizi, I want to thank the honored distinguished guests that here at the table for having us here this evening. I'm honored once again. This is my second time to have the opportunity to break bread with a tremendous group of people. I have to say that when I sat here a year ago as my new role as Chief of Police for Southern Alberta District in the RCMP, I felt like I was almost in a Hollywood movie, but nobody was saying cut. I look out and the beauty that I see with the men and women from people that have immigrated here from years ago that represent a tradition that is beyond, but one of many traditions and cultures that we have in this diverse country of ours in Canada. And I am so deeply honored to be here. The Veterans Association here for the Hungarian Society, I have a speech, by the way. My husband told me it was very blah. So I'm going from my heart. Sometimes that leads me down the wrong path, and I might come across a little confused. But I've had a tremendous evening having a nice conversation with Josef, who I've gotten to know. Lovely story for him and his wife Ilana, who came here. many, many years ago who fell in love in this country of Canada, but both from the country of Hungary. And their story, I am sure, is not very different than many other people that immigrate to this country of Canada. The place that you walk down a street, no matter where you live, and you look around, and you know what? There are faces from every part of this world. How proud I am to be part of that. As part of the RCMP tradition, we are about family, we are about tradition, we are about engagement, youth, empowerment, and diversity. And we are an organization that want to reflect the communities that we work in. So what an opportunity that I have to come and learn from you. And then I have an opportunity when I'm here to speak with some of those young people, some who are not even from this culture, that take the time to want to be engaged, to be part of such a wonderful, wonderful evening. What that says about those youth and what this organization brings of engagement. I wish I could tap into that and bring it into my organization, because that is truly amazing. The young women and men that we spoke to before we came in here, and then we got to watch, and some of them are daughters, sons of many of you in this room, who are obviously so proud because I'm seeing the flashes of the cameras. And I think, how wonderful is that? So, in all that to say of this very boring speech that I had originally written, once again, I'm totally empowered to have been invited here to take part and break bread and drink wine with you and be part of such a wonderful organization that is teaching me, as part of my organization, of what I can bring back and try to empower my people in my communities to be more like what you bring here tonight. So thank you very much.
I'm all choked up.
Okay. I would like to invite Superintendent Darren Leggett.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. On behalf of the Chief Constable, the Calgary Police Service, and all the men and women that serve the City of Calgary, I want to thank you for inviting me to join you on this evening's gala. This year marks the 63rd year of celebrating Hungarian culture and traditions in our vibrant city, and the valuable impact that the Hungarian Veteran Society has had over these very many years. A legacy event like this that focuses on youth development is something that we recognize as being instrumental in positively impacting our community. Mentorship, education, and early intervention of youth is extremely important to the Calgary Police Service. Often the troubled youth we interact with have not had the opportunity for or to have a sense of belonging or strong ties to their communities. Many times these ties are what create resourceful youth who have an assured sense of belonging and confidence. Having a sense of belonging and confidence is an experience most of us can relate to. It's a feeling of camaraderie and family, and it grounds us. It helps us identify who we are, but also supports us to be the unique individuals that we are. Having a sense of belonging takes active effort and a prolonged commitment, which we have seen here showcased here tonight. By instilling this sense of community and belonging, we are all able to build a stronger and more resilient City of Calgary. For all these reasons, we are so grateful to have the relationship we are all able to build in belonging with the community, to build a stronger and more resilient city. I would like to congratulate all the young people here this evening on their commitment to their culture and thank them for helping to better the community. And on behalf of the entire Calgary Police Service, I wish all of you a very happy Magyar Gala. Thank you very much.
And now Fire Chief Steve Dungworth.
Wow, what an evening again. Cherie and I are deeply honoured to be a guest at tonight's 63rd Hungary Gala Ball, an event that is steeped in tradition. Thank you to the Hungarian Veterans Association for inviting me to speak here tonight. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that we celebrate tonight on First Nations land, land of Treaty 7, and also land that the Métis people of Alberta call their home. None of us should ever forget the importance of celebrating both our past and the promise of our youth. Our young people are our future, just as we were when we were young, although that seems a long time ago. So many of us came to Canada on the promise of opportunity and a better life. I myself came to Canada in 1991 with my family. That opportunity has been profound, and the quality of life is what all Canadians, all Calgarians recognized to be unparalleled anywhere in the world. Ours is a unified country that was founded on multicultural beliefs and practices, and built with the hard work of people who came from around the world. Your contributions have helped forge Canada into a proud, well-respected nation, a nation defined by its strong, diverse, and caring communities. Community, history, and inclusion are things that we value greatly at the Calgary Fire Department, as we are here to serve all of Calgary's communities and, where we can, reflect the richness of our city. The title firefighter doesn't always capture everything we do. Our members' role in any given situation changes, and this can mean providing critical medical care, extrication of injured folks from vehicles, water rescue, managing hazardous materials, as well as, of course, from time to time, fire suppression and rescue. We see many sides of our community, and not always on a good day. In fact, every day we get to spend time with people having the very worst day of their lives. Our role in that situation is to show great caring, great respect, and great compassion beyond the expected technical competence that the particular situation requires. We also see the best of our city, where people do care and help wherever they can. Tonight, we celebrate the youth participating in the ball, and I congratulate those who are being honoured with the Sitcheni Award and Essay Scholarship this evening. I look forward to the performances of the debutante and very much enjoyed the Polacek dancers and the Hungarian folk dance groups. Tonight is about friendship, family, and community, and celebrating the richness of the many cultures living in harmony here in Canada and our city. This evening's celebrations help preserve and celebrate the cultural heritage of the Hungarian people. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your evening and to share a bit of our perspective from the Calgary Fire Department. And thank you again to tonight's organisers for connecting all of us and promoting a culture of openness and understanding. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our head table guests. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hungarian Veterans Association is honored to recognize the presence of some very distinguished guests and patrons in the audience tonight. We thank them, as well as all of you, for your continued support. We ask you now to stand when we call your name, and we ask all of the rest of us to please hold your applause till the end.
Reverend Bertalan Bocskorás, pastor of the Calvin Hungarian Presbyterian Church of Calgary, and Reverend Enikő Bocskorás.
Mr. Arthur Szabo, Honorary Consul for the Republic of Hungary, responsible for Southern Alberta and Saskatchewan, and Mrs. Nancy Szabo.
Mr. Sándor Szender, Honorary Consul for the Republic of Hungary, responsible for Northern Alberta, and Mrs. Eva Toldi, representing the Hungarian Cultural Society of Edmonton. We also welcome their table guests from Edmonton.
Mrs. Judith Verag, representing the Hungarian Canadian Cultural Association of Calgary.
Mr. András Szakony, President of the Bartók Hungarian Dance Association of Calgary.
Mr. Frank Meixner, President of the Austrian Society, thanks specially for your continued support. Also, Mr. Pete Defray, Acting Director of the Worth Institute at the University of Alberta, and the Hungarian Doctoral Fellow from Budapest.
Emese Iefalvi.
Welcome. Mr. Irvin Bata, Western Canadian Regional Commissioner of the Hungarian Scouts in Exterius.
Mr. Peter Hartmann, Scoutmaster of the Hungarian Scouts of Calgary.
Maria Kozma Grimm, Hungarian radio program producer.
Ms. Kerim Fodor, President of the Johann Strauss Foundation of Edmonton.
Juliana Stein, representing the Society of World Federation of Hungarians, Calgary chapter.
We also welcome Peter Demong, Councillor, Ward 14, and Mrs. Yvonne Demong. He is the father of one of our debutant dancers.
And from Medicine Hat tonight, Mr. Dietrich Brand and Mrs. Kit Brand. Ladies and gentlemen, your distinguished guests and patrons, welcome. And now it is time to ask our debutantes and their fathers to prepare for their grand entrance. It is time to recognize and acknowledge our major patrons while the debutantes prepare. The generous continued commitment of our patrons to the gala allows and greatly contributes to making this evening a success.
As our diamond sponsor, we recognize Hungarian Canadian Cultural Association of Calgary, presented by Judith Virak.
As our platinum sponsor, we recognize Bartók Hungarian Dance Association, Bondi Szakony, President.
As our gold sponsors, we thank the contributions by Steve Crowley, the Bethlehem History Society, and our dinner wine sponsor, Judith Virak.
We would also like to thank our patron-level sponsors who make a huge difference in the ability of the Hungarian Veterans Association to continue to support the Magyar Gala, support local cultural activities, and help youth through their scholarships and funds. Funds are directed at people who are also less fortunate than us and who are experiencing hardship. All the sponsors' names can be found in our souvenir program booklet. We would like to thank them for their generous and continued support. Please join us in a round of applause. While we wait for the debutante dancers to thrill us with their elegance and precision, we would like to take a moment just to thank all the parents and the aunties and the uncles and the cousins and the older brothers and sisters who had a driver's license, who got these young people to their dance training every Sunday from, I think it was September till now. That's almost 6 months, every single Sunday to practice for us tonight. Please, would you join me, please, in thanking the people at your table who helped get these young people to their rehearsals. It takes a village to keep a culture alive. So thank you all very much.
I would like to mention that we have 16 brand new debutant dancers. Total of 51 dancers together in the pilotage.
This is amazing. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our signature performance. The debutante waltz, with all its pomp and ceremony, its gallantry and chivalry, its shimmering dresses and its sparkling tiaras, its white gloves and pink cheeks, its dashing young gentlemen, its beautiful princesses.
Not a cell phone to be found.
Tonight's performance at the 63rd Magyar Gala, each year's debutante waltz, is a unique and captivating spectacle that is as timeless as courtship itself. Tonight we will see the debutantes escorted by their fathers and then formally handed over to their gallant dance partners. What will follow can only be described as enchanting. Johann Strauss's Il Wiener Bonbon Waltz music sets the mood for the entrance by the fathers and their daughters. And the waltz will be performed to Vienna Blood by Johann Strauss.
Choreography and instruction by the great team of Erika Angyalfi, László Várvízi, and Jesse Marshall.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome back the precision and pageantry of the 781 Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron under the command of Flight Corporal Kaya Dupuy.
Flag party attention! Slope arms. Flag party by the center, quick march.
Michel Lakatos, Cavalier Marko Lovic.
Debutante Melina Lovrich, Cavalier Daniel Moynihan.
Debutant Fanny Nagy, Matthew Patapi.
Bianca Serbu, and Cavalier Edvin Shinko.
Colleen Rapp, Cavalier Daniel Reid.
Debutante Viola Sakoin and Mihai Serbu.
Debutant Zaila Dimang, 8 Dorfman.
Debutante Jennifer Bertoldi and Captain Vites Jason Lee.
Debutant Beverly Sishon, Bokur Arman.
Debutante Kimberly Neufeld, Ontal Harcha.
Debutant Natasha Gidlak, Cavalier David Kovacs.
Debutante Emka Jarto Kocic and Tomasz Zuban.
Debutant Sarah Jasovitsky, Cavalier Noah Sparks.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2019 debutantes. Beautifully done. Thank you so much. And now we'd like to call upon their instructors to acknowledge their hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, Magdi and George Biro for the Politosh, and Erica, Laszlo, and Jesse for the debutante dance. Please give them both a big hand. That was absolutely magical. Thank you so much. You transported us. Absolutely beautiful young men and women. Thank you so, so much. Beautiful.
Okay, so we would like to call Dr. Gergely Bodnár to open the ball.
Thank you very much. The ball is officially open.